Lecture 7. Topic: Terms and definition in the field of certification and confirmation of conformity. Plan. The first, terminology in the field of certification. The second, terms of the International ISO IEC Guide. Basic terms and concepts of certification. At the end of the 20th century, the consumer acquired the right to receive reliable information about the quality of purchased product. After all, the manufacturer providing the product knows what it has produced, and the consumer sees only the outer shell. Questions arise as to how the consumer can make sure that the product is made of higher quality, that it really meets certain requirements, and how to obtain objective and reliable evidence of this compliance. Certification is one of the most widely recognized, independent ways to provide objective and reliable evidence of product compliance with certain requirements. Curve diagram of concepts related to determining compliance. Conformity assessment, any activity related to the direct or indirect determination that the relevant requirements are met. As you can see in the diagram, this concept generalizes various activities: compliance verification, compliance supervision, accreditation, registration, confirmation of compliance, associated with the definition of compliance. Most often, compliance is confirmed by certification. Certification, Latin certium, true, plus facere, to do, is one of the forms of confirming the compliance of an object with specified requirements. The definition of certification was first included in ISO IEC Guide 2 in 1984. Conformity certification is an action that certifies through a certificate of conformity or a mark of conformity that the product authorized meets certain standards or other normative document. Certification is a means of independent assessment of the product's conformity to proper quality. In the latest edition of ISO IEC Guide 2, general terms and definition in standardization and related activities, the basic concept is no longer certification, but confirmation of conformity. This term is also used in GATT Agreement W2O on technical barriers to trade. Confirmation of conformity, a procedure that results in a documentary evidence that gives confidence that a product, process, or service meets specified requirements. At the same time, conformity assessment activities are one of the forms of conformity assessment activities, and the term is specific concept used in conformity assessment activities. Confirmation of conformity within the framework of the classification accepted in the ISO IEC Guide can be carried out in the following ways. The first, certification is a procedure by which a third party provides written assurance that the product, process, or service meets specified requirements. A distinctive feature of the conformity assessment through certification is that it is performed by a third party, a person or body recognized as independent of either the supplier, the first party, or the customer, the second party. The second, declaration of conformity, a document in which a manufacturer, seller, or performer certifies that the products supplied sold by him meet the established requirements. Currently, certification is a form of assessment and the confirmation of compliance, and the gradually introduced confirmation of compliance in the form of a declaration of compliance. World practice shows that confirmation of compliance through certification is only one of the tools for ensuring quality and safety and works in harmony with others. Certification forms. The form of mandatory certification is a method of confirming that product meet the requirements of regulatory documents. The forms of mandatory product certification are established by a specially authorized federal executive authority in the field of certification. The main forms of certification are: third-party certification is carried out by independent certification bodies accredited for the right to carry out this type of activity. Self-certification, first-party certification carried out by the manufacturer or seller who takes full responsibility for the quality of products. Certification performed by the consumer, second-party certification, performed by the buyer, consumer, or enterprise that produced the final product from its suppliers. One of the most important features of certification is that all operations, procedures, rules, tests, and other actions are carried out within a certain system, which establishes clear rules for their implementation and operates under the guidance of a specially authorized body. This body, in the role of the third party, manages the organization and the functioning of the system and in accordance with the current legislation and the regulations of the country or a number of countries. Certification system, a system that has its own rules of procedure and management for certification. Certification system can operate at the national, regional, and international levels. Regional, for the example, is a certification system managed by the European Organization for Testing and the Certification, EOIS, and the international, the IEC. System for Electronic Devices Certification, MCCIET. In case of a positive decision on the results of certification, the applicant is issued a certificate of conformity and granted the right to use mark of conformity. Certificate of conformity. Hereinafter referred to as certificate, document issued under the rules of the certification system to confirm the compliance of certified product service with the established requirements. The content of the certificate is determined in the system in accordance with the chosen certification scheme and the category of the applicant, manufacturer, seller, performer. The certificate must contain indication of the certification system and the issuing authority, registration number, validity, signature of the head, and the seal of the certification body, who was issued the certificate for, name of goods, form of verification of compliance, verification of production, testing of standard representatives, testing of samples from the batch of the goods, testing of each product, link to the regularity document that the product batch corresponds to, the procedure for marking goods, containers, packaging, documentation with a conformity mark. Obtaining a certificate makes sense provided that it's recognized by the party in whose interests the certification is being conducted. When this term is applied to a product and it identifies the manufacturer of the product, country, company name, legal address, this type of certificate is called a certificate of origin. In addition, there are several other types of certificates: hygienic certificate, quality certificate, security certificate, quarantine certificate. Along with the certificate, there is a conformity mark registered in accordance with the established procedure, which, according to the rules established in the certification system, confirms the compliance of product marked by it with the established requirements.